Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the RapChat podcast. Before we head into the podcast and talk about the game of the year, in my opinion, Game 6 of the first round of playoffs. It's a joke. If you're watching YouTube, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And what I've been actually doing this lately is hitting the notification bell. It's been really actually improving my life. So you guys should do that too. Try that. If you just go below the video here, there should be a little bell. Just click that, nice and easy. And it should. It's just like it's better than meditating, in my opinion. Nah, do what you want. You're good. But it'd be cool. I'd be happy if you hit it. If you're listening on Spotify, Apple, Amazon, you're cool if you listen on Amazon. It's different. Or anywhere else to get your podcasts, make sure to leave us a rating and a review. Before we dive in here, I just want to say something. I just recorded this whole thing, and I was literally like signing off, like doing our outro thing, and my phone crashed. So I'm doing this again. So sorry if maybe like I rush something or I forget something, because like I already had thoughts in my head from before, and maybe they're gone now. So if so my bad. I'll try to repeat everything I just did pretty much. But yeah, that happened. So I guess let's dive into this game. I'm not going to spend too much time on this game. We know what happened. We lost 132-97. I'm not upset about it. It is what it is. We were down 3-0. I was not expecting us to come back all the way. I thought it would be sick if we did, but no team's ever done it, so I can't say I was expecting it, realistically speaking. But yeah, man, let's we started this game well. Gary Trent Jr. had a good first quarter for us, and Chris Boucher as well. Chris had a great game. I want to shout out Chris Boucher. I think he had his playoff career high. I don't know what his career was before it. It probably wasn't too much because he didn't get minutes last time we really played. I guess he did. But anyway, yeah, no, great game from him. Gary had a good first half, and then it kind of fell off. But now in this first quarter, we started hot. But something that happened, which was a turning point in this game, was Philly went zone. And from then on, for the most part, we struggled offensively. There really wasn't much we could do against that. It was weird. We never really went to the middle of the zone like we usually do. I can't say I know why, but usually we have Thad or Scotty standing at that free throw line, getting in the middle of the zone. But it seemed like this game we were just chucking up threes. I don't know why, but it is what it is at this point. I don't know how much difference it would have made because our defense was god-awful this game. Something else I saw this game was James Harden. Seemed like he came alive. To start this game after getting a lot of slander recently in the media, namely by Charles Barkley and Shaquille O'Neal, and by the RapChat podcast. We have been slandering him as well. No, he had a good game, but yeah, so I don't know if it was him, though, or if it was just our bad defense. Our perimeter defense was always a step slow tonight, and everybody was blowing by us. Tyrese Maxey, James Harden, Tobias Harris, even George Niang had some blow-bys on us, and Paul Reed as well. Everybody was blowing by us. And to top that off, no one was helping either. The help defense was awful, and really, honestly, the defense could have been worse this game. I got to give credit to Philly. They hit their shots, but our defense was probably the worst it was all series. Philly shot 58% for the game, 40% from three, and we shot 39% from the field, 20% from three. You're not going to win with those numbers. Yeah, so something I do want to shout out though really quick is Thad Young, Chris Boucher's connection that we saw all series. They had won in the second quarter here when we, part of our 11-0 run to get back into the game. I think it was game 4 where they connected on like 4 or 5, just Boucher cuts and Thad feeds, or just give and goes, or whatever it was. They had a great 1-2 punch there off our bench, and it really gave us a boost this series and for the second quarter of this game. We got the game to within 1 point going to the third quarter, And I feel like I say this every single podcast when we're talking about a game, but I yeah, I always like stress about going into the third quarter because it's like we could go one or two ways. We could have a great first quarter or an awful third quarter. I said great first quarter, third quarter, yeah, great third quarter, awful third quarter, and I think if you watch this game, you know which one it was. It was probably worst case scenario. It was so bad the third quarter, so bad. It was Philly outscored us 37-30 this quarter. Um, Gotta shout out Tyrese Maxey, man. He is legit. Tyrese Maxey is legit. I've been a Tyrese Maxey fan. I've watched a good amount of Sixers games this year, but this game like game 1, 2 in this one, um, he has looked like he's on another level, and I see at least a few All-Star appearances for this guy. His burst is incredible. His shot making is incredible. He makes a lot of difficult shots, and I think as he's only in his second year, man. In his first year starting, he's gonna be something special. Philly's got a good one there. Um, I guess a little more in this third quarter. We were we settled a lot for threes this quarter, a lot. We were settling for threes by guys who shoot 30% from three. We shot 2 for 11 from the 3-point line this quarter. OG was 1 for 3. Boucher was 1 for 2. And outside of that, everybody else who played this quarter missed at least 1 3. Thad 0 for 1. Precious 0 for 1. Scotty 0 for 2. Gary 0 1. Pascal 0 1. We're not a 3-point shooting team. We haven't been all year. Shooting 11 threes in a quarter is already weird for us. But we only made 2. And Philly was 6 for 10. It was tough, man. It was tough to watch. We were too scared to attack. I don't know why, but we were too scared to attack. We were too scared to attack Joel Embiid. He didn't get his first foul until the fourth quarter, I believe. No, it was the third quarter, but I know it was near the end of the third quarter where he got his first foul, and it was because I think Pascal decided to finally drive. But I don't know. There's not really not much to say about this game, man. Just our defense was really bad, and our offense was really bad, and it led to us losing by 35. But I'm okay. It's okay. To me, it's okay. We were not going to win the championship this year. In no world were we going to win the championship this year. We are just too inexperienced. And I think the fact that we came back from a 3-0 deficit to get it to Game 6, I'm very proud of our guys for that. So I think the stat still stands. I know it was a thing at the start of the year, and I think the only change has really been Goran Dragic and Thad Young. But our roster has the least amount of NBA games played in the NBA. So the fact that we were a 5th seed and got to Game 6 against an MVP candidate and a former MVP speaks a lot to how good this team will be and how good Nick Nurse is. So it's to me it's okay. We lost this game. Fourth quarter, we'll talk. I mean, there's not much to say about the fourth quarter. We got destroyed. I do want to shout out our fans though. I know for most of the year the fans have been weird. The prices for Raptors games have gone up significantly, so a lot of the fans right now are just a lot of rich people who go there for the social aspect and not for the being a diehard Toronto Raptors fan aspect. So, they're not as engaged, which sucks. But when you compare it to Philly fans, at the end of this game, when Pascal, Gary, Scotty, et cetera, subbed out, and our third stringers came in, they got a standing ovation and a lot of cheers, which I love to see. And then when you look at Game 5 in Philly, it was like halfway through the fourth, and the Raptors were only up 10. And the Philly fans were booing them and leaving and just all this stuff. It's like, so I am really glad that we have a very supportive fan base behind us. And you saw how big Jurassic Park was tonight. I mean, that's rare. So I want to shout out the Toronto Raptors fans for that. And something else I want to talk about really quick is Mr. Joel Embiid. I've never really been a big Joel Embiid fan. I mean, back when he was like young, I was like, damn, this guy's really good. And I was like, yeah, he's cool. But this season, especially, as good as he is, I'm not a big fan of the guy he is. And this series, I'm not gonna say I hate him. I don't really hate like that, but I don't like him. I he just he's not the type of guy I want to be a friend with. Like he seems mean. Like okay, so let me just say like the reason I'm saying this is because they were up 30 in the fourth quarter, and Joel Embiid had like the most basic 7-footer dunk you can have, and then he ran back doing the whole like airplane thing, and to me that's just disrespectful. It is unnecessary. I just sorry, I lost my train of thought. You're an MVP candidate, and if you're an MVP, which he should be, I'm not saying he shouldn't be. He is a personal MVP candidate of mine. He's in my top 3 this year. He's been amazing, play wise, but you shouldn't act like that. If you're that good, you don't see guys that good acting like that. You don't see Giannis doing that. You don't see Jokic doing that. This guy, he's very full of himself. And like, I'm not going to spend much time hating on Joel Embiid. They won, and they should have won. They played better than us. But you're not gonna see me. You're not gonna see me cheering for Embiid or the Sixers anytime soon. But they do move on. All I'm gonna say is go Heat. All right, so game's over, season's over. It is what it is. We shouldn't be upset about it, though, and this is why I'm gonna talk about our off season here for a second. So we are projected to have the 31st or 35th overall pick. I'm not sure which one exactly it is yet, because we have the Detroit Pistons second round pick. And I'm going to be honest, I'm very happy with that, because we traded our first round pick for Thad Young. And honestly, so the way this draft works, if for those of you who aren't really keeping up with the draft yet, I've been getting really into it recently. There's top four guys. There's Jaden Ivey, Paolo Banchero, Chet Holmgren, and Jabari Smith. Those are the top 4. They will most likely be the top 4. There's also Shaedon Sharpe, who is very talented, but hasn't played college basketball game yet, so it's hard to decipher how good he really is. But then after that, there's like 6 to 15 or 5 to 15. Those guys are a mixed bag of nuts. They can go anywhere. One guy can have someone going 5, and then another guy can have him going 12, and it's totally like okay, like it's not like weird or controversial. And then after that, it's an even bigger mixed bag of nuts where one guy can have a guy going 19 and one guy can have him going 40. That's what this draft is. It's not very highly touted draft like last year's was. There's not really. I mean, I don't know any futures of these guys, but there's no obvious superstars in this draft. So the fact that we traded down our pick, we basically lost like 10 picks. We went from like the 20s to the 30s, and I'm very okay with that because we basically just got that in for free. Because again, it's like a mixed bag of nuts there. So we're gonna bring in someone who we can develop. We won't get anybody from the draft that's probably gonna make an initial very big dent, or I guess no one's gonna help very much in this draft yet right away. But we're gonna get a nice guy to develop. I always trust Masai and Bobby in the draft because they haven't given me reason not to. Except for Bruno, but that was a long time ago, so I'm over that. Shout out Bruno Caboclo. But outside of the draft, we have a couple free agents, or key free agents, I should say. Chris Boucher and Thaddeus Young. I want to bring them both back. I see a world where Thad Young leaves to go to. I mean, again, we're a really young team. I can see him going to a team like the Warriors or the Suns or something, because he is getting up there in age. He doesn't have a ton of time left to go after his championship. He hasn't won one yet, so if he leaves, it's not a big deal. I mean, I want to keep him, but I'm not going to be upset if he leaves, I should say. Chris Boucher, I don't see a reason why we don't bring him back unless some team offers him a big contract, which I don't see, just given the type of player he is. He's already almost 30, and he's an energy player. So I don't see him getting more than at least or most $10 million a year. So I think we'll probably end up bringing him back. Outside of that, though, I think the biggest thing for me this offseason is fixing our bench. As good as Boucher ended up being this season, and Precious, the improvement we saw from Precious this year, and the trade for Thaddeus Young, I don't see us. I mean, we need more. We need more than that. A big problem of ours this year was not being able to close games because our guys played 35 to 40 minutes a game, because we just didn't have much off our bench. So I think the biggest the biggest thing for me this offseason is getting a better bench, which I don't see why we can't do. Someone like Terrence Ross or like me, Sam, and Luke were talking about Markel Fultz, which I think be sick. 6'5" point guard, I believe. Very athletic. Jumper's not really there, but neither was Boucher, Precious, or I won't say not Precious, but Boucher or Thad Youngs. That'd be sick. So anyway, we'll get into that right now. I think we'll have a podcast about free agency and stuff later. But the biggest thing I want for us this offseason is a new bench. But other than that, I just want to shout out some Toronto Raptor players. Let me just say this first. I'm not upset right now because we exceeded all expectations already. We were, not my personal expectations, but media-wide expectations were play-in team or just miss the playoffs. There was no one having us above the play-in, and we got the 5th seed, and we gave a team with an MVP candidate and a former MVP candidate a run for their money. We made them scared. So I just want to shout out us. A lot of people don't like when we say us, but the Toronto Raptors, I want to shout out them for exceeding all expectations, and I want to shout out certain guys like Pascal Siakam, who had a huge bounce back year this year. He turned himself to an All-NBA player. He is an All-NBA player. He will be. He better be. Scotty Barnes, Rookie of the Year. No one saw that coming. Even I was very high on Scotty Barnes before the draft. I wanted him a while before the draft on the Toronto Raptors. And when we got that 4th pick, I was like, we need Scotty Barnes. But I did not see him being Rookie of the Year. I thought he would have like a 9, 6, and 3 season. And but instead he ended up being Rookie of the Year. So I want to shout out him. Fred VanVleet, first-time All-Star. No one saw that coming, I don't think. Maybe the Raptors fans did, but no one outside of that saw that coming. And, honestly, everybody on this team really stepped up. Gary Trent Jr., another one. Showed a lot of consistency this year, offensively. Defensively, he had his ups and downs, but he's young. He's 22, 23, I guess, now. This whole team's young. Lots to look forward to. The best is yet to come with this team. And, I'm just really, really proud of these guys. Okay, I'm probably going to cut this short now. I'm going to cut this off now because I don't want my phone to crash again. So, anyway, thanks for listening. Season's over. Don't be upset. There's more to come. It is what it is. Let's go Heat. All right, so thanks for listening to me talk about the Toronto Raptors. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you're listening on Apple, Spotify, or anywhere else, get your podcast, leave a rating and a review. I didn't say this at the start, I forgot about it, but we have social medias, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. All of them are at RapChat Podcast. And we post new clips of the show there every single week. So thanks for listening. Peace.